What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're back at Copart for another Copart walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. Number one, we're gonna start with a 2005 Mazda RX8, the good old rotary. It has been a very long time since I've had one of these on the channel. And if I ever find another one that I like enough, I'll definitely get it. Here's my stipulations though. It's got to have a manual transmission. It has to. These are nowhere near as fun in automatic style as they are with a manual transmission. Number two, not necessarily a requirement, but it would help. It would go a long way if the interior was red. And this one is not a manual, and the interior is not red. And quite honestly, it looks like it has been rode hard and put away wet, which unfortunately is kind of the norm for these things. They're generally not treated very well. We can pop the hood. Uh-oh, is there no key? Tell me there's a key. No, there's no key. Oh, well, oh, found the key. No, I'm kidding. You never know. There's the wheel lock, a rag that I don't know what that was used for. I was hoping there might be a key hiding in here somewhere, you know? You never know. Nope, no key. Well, that sucks. Down in there? No. On the floor? No. Nope. In here maybe? And no. There's no key to this one, guys. That sucks. Even though it's an automatic, I'd still love to fire it up. I really do like these cars. If you've never driven one, I'm going to tell you right now, you're missing out. You're really missing out. This thing needs a paint job. You put a paint job on it, it'd be pretty slick, man. It looks like it's been sitting a while. Rodents have been in here. Oh, yeah. Rodents have eaten the insulation. You can see right here, too. Just completely gone. So somewhere down in some of these crevices, there's gonna be nesting material for sure. It's got a nice looking battery from 5 of 2022. So relatively recent battery, which tells me it must have been doing something recently. Where the keys went? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I love the car, but obviously I'm not really interested in this one. I don't mind doing the paint job. That's easy. That's quick. That's cheap. I can send it to Mako, have a fresh paint job put on it. The thing would look good as new. But with no keys, spider webs all over the wheels, nesting material under the hood, I think this one is one we're going to pass on. All right, I'm going to have you guys walk with me. We're kind of starting in a bad place. I saw the RX-8 and I had to look at it. There's cars to the left and there's cars to the right. So we could go either way. But I should have started at the beginning. When I see an RX-8, I can't help it. I've got to go take a look at it. So we're going to walk through and see if we can find anything that might be worth looking at. And I already know there's something up here, this direction, that I did kind of want to take a peek at, just to see what it is. At least I thought I did. Did they take it? Don't tell me they took it. Oh, come on. I swear there was one of those old school 80s Porsche 944s sitting over here. I swear I saw it. Maybe it was right here. I was over there looking at trucks in the previous video, and I glanced over and I saw it. And I said, oh, I got to go look at that. And then I saw the RX-8. Wait. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, ooh, jeez. That's not a 944, is it? Is this a 924? Oh, man. Yeah, that's... No, I think this is a 9... No, it is a 924. It is a 924. Man. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm going to say this one is a wrap, guys. Good Lord. I don't know what happened to it. This is horrible. It used to be orange. There's orange underneath all of this gold. But take a look at all this damage. And it's the same on the other side too. Like this, it looks like the car just got crushed. I don't even know how does that happen? How did this thing, I mean, it literally got crushed from both sides. Look at that. Wow. Well, that's a shame. This one's in pretty dang good shape. These things are normally just falling apart. This one is not. The interior looks good. The body looked really nice. It did. It doesn't anymore. It's got new tires. Yeah, this thing is done though, guys. There's, you know, yeah, you could replace the fenders and then you could replace the doors, but you're going to run into a lot more expense on these quarter panels. And is it really worth it? No. The answer is no. But look at these seats. Look how nice and original. I bet this is low miles. 69,874. Now, is that original? It could be. With as good as this interior looks, and Porsches being notorious, not just today, but back then as well, for being super unreliable. Yeah, very good possibility this really, this really only had 69,000 miles. It never ran long enough to get the mileage put on it, you know what I mean? Let's see if I can, I think the car is not very appreciative of what I just said there, so let me be very careful about opening this hood. Oh my goodness. Oh, the timing belt cover is missing. That's always good. That way, if you lose one of your accessory belts, it can take out your timing belt. Ask me how I know that. Just do it. Ask me. Ask me how I know that. I thought I'd be real slick. I only did this one time. One time, I did a timing belt on whatever, Ford Escort or something similar. Ford Focus, I can't remember what it was. But I did a timing belt, and I thought, man, this cover, I was much younger and not the brightest, but I thought this cover is in the way. And if you take the cover off, you can always keep an eye on your timing belt. So if something starts walking off, you can see it. If the belt is cracking or fraying, you can see it. If you get an oil leak, it's easy to see. So I decided to leave the cover off. I did, and I thought I was a genius. I thought I found something that nobody else has ever found before. I quickly learned why there's a timing belt cover, because I did lose an accessory belt. And guess what happened? The accessory belt popped. It got wrapped up into the timing belt, which took the timing belt out with it. Now, you could say, as long as you take care of all of your accessories, make sure that your pulleys and bearings are in good shape, your belts are kept new, relatively new, a few years old or whatever, you should never have that problem. But then again, the belt could just pop off. It could slip off. Any number of things could happen, especially if it gets wet in here. You know, water splashes up. There's just no telling. I have never since done a timing job and left the cover off. Never again. It totally wasted all of my time over a couple bolts holding on a cover. Just for kicks, I put a jump pack on it. I'm curious to see if it runs. I bet it does. It looks like somebody got in here and really took good care of it. Everything under the hood looks really good, guys. So I'll bet money it does run. Just a shame that it had to go out like that. You know what I mean? Like this thing really died a horrible death. It comes with a boatload of keys too. I mean, a lot of keys. And we've got juice. Oh, this is not an easy car for me to get into either. Clutch feels decent. Brakes feel good. Manual transmission's a tad on the sloppy side. That's I hear a fuel pump going. I clearly see the clock and the gauges. It runs. Let's try it again. She wants to. She does. She wants to. Come on. Maybe it was insurance fraud, you know. Hey, it's a Porsche. You know what I mean? Come on. There you go. There you go. Let's see what we got here. Gauges seem to be working properly. Doesn't look like it's charging at all, though, does it? 10 volts. And we've got a charging light on over here. Oh, there it goes. Got an oil pressure light on too. That's a little on the concerning side. Let's go ahead and shut her down. It does run though. Boy, that's just, that is really bad. And then you've got whatever that is. Well, if it wasn't so smashed, oh boy, yeah. And it wasn't so hard for me to get in and out of, good Lord. Yeah, I'd put a bid on it. It could be a fun little project, but this thing is just, it is far, far too torn up to be something that I would want to mess with. So we're gonna take a pass on this one, guys. Either way, it's kind of a cool old car. Well, let's continue and see what else we find. Maybe we'll run into a Hellcat or something down here. I don't know. Probably not. I see a clean BMW over here though. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. Let's walk this way. I don't know what this row is over here, but it looks like the majority of the cars over there are in really, really bad shape. So we're just gonna continue this way and see what we find. There's a Mustang GT sitting over there. That's actually kind of nice. No, don't do it. I gotta stop with the Mustangs, man. I've had them, I've got them. I still need to get finished with the one that I have so that I can get rid of it. Oh my God. Wow, what? Ooh. Man, oh man. I hope everybody was okay in that one. Let's come over here. Let's take a look at this Beamer. This is a really, really clean 1 Series. And it might have some aftermarket goodies. I don't know. Huh, is this a 135? Let's see what it says. It's a 2009 135. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 135s and the 335s and even the 535s. The 535s are, you know, they're getting a little big. I don't know what's going on with this one. It looks like they totaled it for some dents. Like, that doesn't, oh, someone keyed it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, someone, oh, they cut the roof too. I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, they tore this up. Cut the roof. That's horrible. That's expensive. Right there. Just the roof alone. Some nicks over here. They just, whoa, what is that? What is flowing out of the back of this? Looks like they busted out the rear window. I wonder if this was stolen. Shinna. A ding there, a scratch there, scratches here, a scuff there, a big key mark over here, across the headlights, across the bumper. I mean, they did a number on this one. They did a number on this. It still has power. Ding, ding. Interior doesn't look too bad. Back seat. You know, truthfully, considering there's no window back there and all of the rain has been getting into this thing for God knows how long. This thing was picked up by Copart 8/14 of 23, so it's been here for a couple months. Oh, did they cut up the, they did. They sliced the dashboard too. There's a big gash. You know what this almost looks like? And again, I'm not, I want to make it very clear, I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm just saying that I've seen stuff like this before, and I have known people that have done some rather not so good things to get out of either car payments or to get out of a vehicle that needs repairs. I've seen it happen. I have seen it happen where something breaks on the car and it's like, oh, this is going to cost a fortune to repair. Don't have the money for it. Well, it's easy. You've got insurance. Just go outside, key it up, cut the dash, cut the roof, done. Insurance will pay you off for it. Or you can't make the payments anymore. You know, it's just, it's not in the budget anymore. You can't make the payments. And, well, key it up, cut it up, and down the road it goes. Paid for. You know, you get to save your credit, and you might even walk away with a few dollars in your pocket. Now, again, I want to make it very clear. I am not saying that's what happened here. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know the people that own this car. It could very well have been a vandalism type situation where somebody got angry, and this is how they got revenge, by keying this person's car, which I don't really understand that kind of revenge. I had it happen to me once. I had a person in my life that got mad at me because I did not have gas money at the time. And it was a brand new car. I believe it was a 2016 Kia Forte Coupe. It was the new coupe that had just come out by Kia. I loved it. It was my first new car. And this person got angry with me because I would not give her a ride all the way across town because I just didn't have the gas money to be making unnecessary trips. I had 4 children. You know, it wasn't somebody I was with. I'm going to make it clear. It wasn't somebody I was with. It was somebody that was visiting and staying at my property. And she got really mad that I wouldn't take her over to her sister's house. However, when another person called and said, "Hey, could you give me a ride down to Norman? I've got 20 bucks." I gladly took that person down to Norman for the $20 because $20 back then filled up the tank on my car. Norman was only about a 30-minute drive there and back. So it made financial sense because now not only do I have a full tank of gas, but I've got the ability to get to other places that I need to get to that I otherwise probably couldn't have. Well, I got home from taking this person for their little ride down to Norman. I got home. And the person that was with me, the person that was staying with me, visiting, took a giant butcher knife out of my butcher block, and they went outside and did exactly what looks like happened to this car, except she got my wheels, my tires, like every panel on that car, she destroyed. She was out stabbing the windshield. I mean, she was stabbing the side windows. It did, I think, over $5,000 worth of damage to my car. So again, I'm telling you that story so that you know that I'm not saying that somebody did that with this car. I'm saying that I've seen it happen before, but I have also personally witnessed somebody doing something very similar to this to my own vehicle. And for a lot of you, I know you're going to think, well, a Kia, who cares? Well, I did, because it was the newest car I'd ever owned. I felt like I was finally making it somewhere in life, you know, and to have somebody do that to something I was so proud of having, it physically hurt to have that happen. It still hurts today. It's sad that somebody would do that to you. Especially that close to me. Again, it's a family member. I'll say that. It's a family member, but I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. So here's something interesting about this car. It only has 15,000 miles on the odometer. 15,000 miles. This car is going to go for money. This car is going to go for money. A 335. These things are, they're sick, man. They move. So it's got some cosmetic damage. Who cares? It's got low tires. I'm sure that somebody probably stuck the tires. These are probably like run flats. Air conditioning is ice cold. It goes into gear. Steering feels good, considering it has flat tires. The brakes feel fine. Yeah, this is going to bring some money. Even though it's got a lot of damage, this will definitely bring some money, because it is super low miles. This thing's got a whole life left in it, man. You know, the truth is, if you got to replace the top. You got no window and it's cut, so you got to replace the top. Looks like they took the antenna. There's threads in there, so it looks like you could just put another antenna on. You clean up the mess, get all of this writing off of it. You know, all of these marks. Yes, there are going to be some chips here and there. Get this off the door. Clean the writing off, take it somewhere, get a good buff. You know, like a really good detail on this thing. The only part you're not going to clear up is this. Those are not rock chips either. That's some kind of paint. It's something that was splattered all over the front. I would personally not care about the bumper. Who cares? You know, it's a bumper. The headlights have some scuffs in them. Who cares? The hood I care about. I would get the top replaced. I would get the hood repainted. And I would have the rest of the car really heavily buffed and then polished. And I really do think it's got flat tires. Or they could just be low, but I'm going to assume they're probably in bad shape. So a set of tires, a top, repaint the hood, a buff, and a polish. You could drive this thing for another 5 years before you start having any serious problems with it. This is, man, this is one I really like. I've always wanted a 135 because they're so small and they put out so much horsepower and torque. These things are absolute beasts. All right, let's continue on our journey here. See what we, ooh, a Porsche, another one. I'm telling you, I'm like a kid in a candy store out here, guys. I just, yeah, oh man, there's that turbocharged V6 Mustang. I caught a lot of flack in that video because I don't get it, man. Why are you gonna put that much effort into a V6 Mustang? But you know, apparently a V6 Mustang can easily handle 1,600 horsepower. You know, that's the story I heard in the comments anyway. Those V6s can handle 800 horsepower stock with a turbo. Okay, if you say so. If that's your story and you're sticking to it, who am I to argue with you? I'm just going to tell you this. There's heavy rust on the rotors, which tells me this thing has not run in a long time. At least it hasn't driven. Hasn't driven in a long time. So somebody spent a lot of money throwing, you know, a big fat turbo on it. And conveniently, with really low miles, it doesn't run. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, the internet knows better than I do, though. Okay, it's a badly hail damaged Boxster. It's very, very badly hail damaged. This is in really bad shape. It does have a really nice hardtop, though, which I actually really like that. You can remove it when you put it on, like for the winter. I mean, most people probably aren't going to be driving these in the winter, but if you choose to, or in inclement weather, that top is really nice. You know, it's a good insulator from the outside from wind noise. Very rarely will you find these with a top like that, but this car is hammered. I mean, just, this is really bad. This is incredibly bad. Now, the good news is I have a contact now for a paintless dent repair shop. But I'm going to tell you right now, something like this is going to cost even the PDR. And the thing is, it's heavily damaged on both sides and the top. There is not a panel on this car. This would be incredibly expensive. I mean, incredibly expensive. I don't see any damage up here. So maybe this is, yeah, I don't see any damage to the top. So maybe this is made of, it sounds like aluminum. I thought maybe this was going to be not carbon fiber, but maybe fiberglass or something. It could be. I don't know. There's no dents in this, whereas the rest of the car, yeah, it's a wrap. It's an absolute, oh, it's an automatic too. It's got lots of air fresheners that give me a headache. These air fresheners right here, I cannot deal with them for long. And this car just smells like somebody loaded it up with air fresheners. Is it dead? Yeah, it's dead. That's okay. I'm not going to waste my time on this. Number one, the hail damage is so severe. This isn't something I'd want to take on. Number two, it's an automatic. So we can just pass on that and continue on and see if we can find anything else. All right. If you guys see something that I miss out here, definitely holler at me down in the comment section below and say, hey, approximately this time of the video, there is this car, here's the color of it, and I will do my best next time I'm out here to see if the car is still here and look it over for you. I can check it out for you. Let's come over here to this little Mercedes. Looks like it took a slight bit of front end damage, probably a C300. I love these, I really do. I love the C300 4MATIC. I rented one in when I was in Washington. Yep, C300 4MATIC, and I loved it. Absolutely fell in love with it. Going through the mountains, going around those sharp curves, up hills and down hills. Oh man, it was a phenomenal car. And I know some of you are going to laugh at me because, I mean, it's a C-Class. It's an entry-level Mercedes. Absolutely loved it, and it got phenomenal gas mileage as well. This thing has been here since March of 2023. It is a 2016. It's got the panoramic roof. Oh, a big bumblebee just came out from somewhere. Okay. The damage really doesn't look bad on this. I don't see any blown bags. The seat's ripped. The steering wheel buttons are all gummed up and rubbed out, so it's going to have some miles on it. And it's been sitting a while, so it smells different, but not horrible. It doesn't smell too bad. Let's pop the hood. You got buttons missing, and again, the buttons on the steering wheel. Yeah, this thing's got over 100,000 for sure. For sure. Oh, well, there you go. 125,000 miles is when it was due next. But it looks like somebody was taking it to All-Star Mercedes-Benz Service of Edmond. So at least somebody was taking it to a reputable shop for maintenance and repairs. So the damage really just looks like a bumper, which is kind of crazy. This is a bumper you could find anywhere. Carparts.com. You can find it on eBay, probably in this very color. You're going to need the associated grills, and there's probably a lower valance or something down here that's missing. But aside from that, like, you can find all of these parts all day long, and they're cheap. This isn't a high-dollar Mercedes. And again, you got to remember, is this one of those that you got to push twice? No. I've had a W2, I've had several W220s. I had, I don't know, three 221s. And recently I had a W222 Mercedes. So I've had some really nice S-Classes. And I'll be the first to admit, this does not compare at all in any way, shape, or form to an S-Class. But if you're looking for the best bang for the buck in a Mercedes, I'm going to tell you right now, the C-Class is a great choice. These things are absolutely wonderful. I'm going to try to find a jump point, put a jump on it, and let's see if it runs. All right, what do you think? I think it's going to fire right up. But I do believe it's, it's got some miles on it, guys. I still like it, though, and that also means we could get it for a pretty decent price. How many lights do you think are going to come on the dash when this thing fires up, especially after having a dead battery? Runs like a top. Man. And the mileage? 122,589. Check engine light came on immediately, followed by a parking brake light and a TPMS light. No surprise there. Let's turn the parking brake off. Stop vehicle. Leave engine running. I think it wants to try to charge the battery. Maybe the battery will come back. Most of the time, they don't, though. It seems like these things set for more than 3 or 4 months, and the batteries just go kaput. Is there not a shade on this? Like, there it is. Good night. It is just it's too bright in this car, man. Is there not? There we go. Okay, so the sunshade is closed. Auxiliary battery malfunction. That's right. I forgot. Mercedes, they love having 2 batteries. They have a starter battery for starting the car, and they have an auxiliary battery that basically runs everything else. And yeah, it looks like the auxiliary battery is probably shot. It seems to run good, though. Let's put it in gear. See if it moves. Forward. A lot of grinding from the brakes. And backwards. Brakes feel good. The steering is phenomenal. Air conditioning. Let's give it a try. Let's see if we can change the sport modes. Oh, this is so gummed up it doesn't move anymore. The auto start stop button barely works. Here's your weird little mouse pad. You kind of roll your finger around and, well, it's kind of clunky, to be completely honest. It doesn't work very well. Let's see if we can turn on the air conditioner. It may not work. It's going to come on. Usually when the battery is really, really low, these cars don't let you use much of anything. All right, well, we got the air conditioning on. We'll see if it works. Let's check the important window. Very nice. Very nice. Both windows work. Give it a little rev. It runs really well. It's got gas. As far as, ooh, it's misfiring. The air conditioning is just now starting to come around. There we go. I smell gas. Hold up. I smell gas. Ooh, I smell gas. Yep. Turn that off. Oh, wow. Ooh, wow, yes. Very strong. Very strong. The injectors look like they're sitting right on top. I'm just checking to make sure nothing's gonna catch. There's the injectors right there. I can only see 3 of them. I can see the fuel rail. I don't smell anything from over here, and I don't see anything. But man, oh man, I smell gas over here. Very strong. And this, I believe over here is the side the exhaust is going to be on too. I could be wrong. It's so hard to see. It's so hard to see because there's so much crap all over this engine. But I think the exhaust manifold is on this side, and that's the side that I'm smelling strong fuel from. So it started running a little rough, and then it started misfiring. Yeah, so definitely something going on with this one, guys. I think that is going to conclude this car for me. We'll go check the trunk real quick and look in the back. Very strange. Very strange that it just started misfiring like that. But you could smell it in the car super strong. It was just really, really, really strong. Yeah, just a bunch of leftover junk and stuff. All right, well, that tire's flat, curved pretty bad. Honestly, though, it's not a bad car. That fuel leak, though, that's a bit concerning. So why don't we continue? Let me put my booster pack back in my bag, and we can continue down the road. All right, let's see what else we can find out here, guys. Maybe we'll find something else interesting. Like, maybe there's an SL55 hiding over here somewhere. Actually, there's probably not. Very, very slim chance there's an SL55 sitting out here. But I did find one yesterday on my auction site. So I've told you guys in a previous video, I won a G-Body, a Monte Carlo SS with relatively low miles, 1 owner, and it's supposed to be in pretty good condition, with the exception that it has been sitting for 25 years. Now, I still need to try to reach out to the family that sold it and see if maybe I could get a little more details on why it sat for 25 years. Maybe there's a little more information on the car, but supposedly, from what I was told, it's coming with all the original documentation and everything as well. So we'll see if that is the case or not. But on top of the Monte Carlo, I found an SL55 AMG that looks to be in absolutely incredible condition for unbelievable money. It's definitely not the cheapest. Sam Crack recently got an E55 AMG. I think he got it for $5 grand. Now his was in pretty rough shape, but that's why he got such a great deal on it. I just whacked my camera. The one I'm looking at is actually in phenomenal shape, and it's a tad bit more, but these SL55s, man, 510 horsepower. Yes, in a very small form factor car. Sounds like it could be a whole lot of fun. So stay tuned. If you're interested in that, definitely drop a comment below and tell me you'd like to see an SL55 on the channel, because we've never had one and I'm seriously considering picking it up for the price. It's a really good deal, but I don't want to buy something if you guys are not going to be interested in watching it. So let's continue on. I was looking at the Porsche. I don't know what's going on with it, but the airbag's blown in the seats. Uh-oh. Yes. All right, what is this? Is this a CLS? I can't remember. Mercedes has so many dadgum names, man. A CLS. Ooh, a 550. It's not a 55. The 550 is still really nice, though. Let's take a look at this. It's got power, too. This is a 2012 CLS 550. It smells good. Ooh, pff. Aside from all the dirt and dust and debris, it looks good. These wheels are not factory. These are rotary forged. And that's all it says. TSW. There it is. TSW rotary forged wheels. This is a sharp car. So my question is, why is it here? It must be wrecked on the other side, right? It's actually it's pretty sharp, guys. I wonder what this one's going to go for. Goodness. Yeah, why is this here? This is not even wrecked. Guys, this is not wrecked at all. Paint looks good. Tires look good. The body's in good shape. I don't see hail damage. I don't even see any damage to the bumper. Let's take a look. The hood release is kind of... There we go. It's kind of broken. But it's got power. So, which one would you rather see? Would you rather see a 2012 CLS 550 from Copart or a 2007 SL55 from a different auction? That's all I'm going to say. A different auction. This thing looks very complete. Very complete. Now, here's the thing about this car. Right, it's cool looking. I like it. Blah, blah, blah. But it is not a 55. All right. This is a twin turbo V8. I think it's like a 4.6 or 4.7 liter. I can't remember. They seem to change them from time to 4.7. So this is a twin turbo 4.7 liter V8. And I'll bet the horsepower is probably around, I don't know, 450. You get into that supercharged 55 AMG, and now you're talking about 510 horsepower, guys. This is a big difference. I don't think I'm going to need my booster pack for this one. So why don't we just hop in? It'd be nice if I could move this seat back a little bit. It's way up there. There we go. Let's start this one up. Oh, that exhaust is not factory. I'm kind of liking this one. I'm already liking this one a lot. Yeah, that sounds good. 164,000 miles on the odometer. Okay. This, I'm really liking this. I got the air conditioning on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Boy, you can hear those turbos. Oh my goodness, guys. Listen to this. You hear that turbo whine? Oh my God. I don't know. I probably can't have both. Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I could afford both of these. This is sick. This is sick. I would love to get this up on my lift, and find out what's been done to this. There may be more to this than meets the eye, guys, or it could simply be somebody threw some rims on it. However, they didn't just throw wheels on it, they put forged wheels on it. If you guys know anything about forged wheels, they're not cheap. So I'm thinking if somebody spent the money on the wheels, somebody might have spent some more money under the hood. Could it have aftermarket turbos, maybe bigger turbos, a custom tune, an expensive titanium exhaust? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. It's probably somebody just cut the mufflers off of it. It's most likely what it really is. Air conditioning works. It's running perfect. Not even a check engine light on. Important window works. Less important window works. What more do you want from this thing, man? Put it in gear. Does it go forwards? Sort of. Backwards. Can't go far, but it does have a flat tire, I think. I don't know. It feels like the transmission's not pulling quite right. But if it had a transmission problem, I would assume we would have a check engine light flashing on this. Guys, this thing, it's got the books. You got the keys for the lug nuts. I mean, this thing's got everything. Sport, and I guess you can raise it up, and it is raising like it's supposed to. And then I assume you just push the button again and it lowers it back down. Kind of sad you can't lower it more. I don't really like the ride height of this. Yeah, push it again, it lowers. You've got some seat controls over here, some extra bolstering. You've got dynamic seats, which is really nice. If you guys have never experienced dynamic seats in a Mercedes, oh, you're missing out. My W222, that was insane, the way the seats would move to hold you in position. Yeah, just a bunch of bolstering. Looks like you have pulse, so you can get a massage while you're driving. I mean, this thing's really, it's quite loaded for what it is. This is a nice CLS 550. The only problem I have with it is I already had one. Not a CLS, but I've had the W222S 550, and I don't really, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the point would be of buying this other than to find out what goodies it has underneath it. It has the ventilated seats. Boy, it sounds mean, guys. It sounds really, really mean. Let's see if the radio works. I accidentally turned it off because I'm an idiot. Give it a second, it'll come back on. Yeah, radio works. And looks like somebody was taking care of it in Edmond. Metric Motors of Edmond, Oklahoma was doing the oil changes. It looks like it was due again at 161,200, and it's at 164, so it's due for an oil change. I don't know, guys. God. Yeah, I don't know. I really want this, but I can't help but wonder, why is it here? It just sounds so good. Uh-oh. It won't rev up anymore. Oh, we just got a bunch of error messages. EBD, ABS, inoperative. Check coolant level. Service exceeded. Low fuel. Check washer fluid. Yeah, it will not rev up anymore. It almost seems like it's in some kind of a limp mode. Huh. What's going on with you? It was doing great just a minute ago. Checking the suspension. Looks like the ride height is pretty much level on all sides. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should we risk it? Should we throw a bid on this? Because I'm really tempted to. So after I shut off the camera, I looked it over a little bit more. One of the things that concerned me was it said check coolant level. I checked the coolant and it's full. I checked the pressure on the upper radiator hose and it's also good. It's got good pressure. The car seems to be holding itself up, at least for now, so I don't see any major suspension issues, and it's listed as mechanical damage on Copart's website. Like I said, it does appear that it's in some kind of a limp mode because it will not rev up anymore. When we first started it, it had no problem revving, and now it doesn't want to rev past a couple thousand RPM, but I didn't see a check engine light on either, so I don't know. This could be a lot of fun. It could be that this engine has the same problem that these things were notorious for. In fact, I think this generation might have a recall for oil seeping into the connectors and ruining the wiring harness and the ECU. It could. This is something I'm going to want to run a Carfax report on, and I'm also going to run it through an online history check through salvage auctions. There's a company that reached out to me. I'm working with them now. I'll put their link below where you can actually find the true history of salvage vehicles, even if they're not salvage. If they've ever been run through one of the salvage auctions, it's going to show you pictures before and after, when they were wrecked, what they look like before, what they look like after they were repaired, so you can have a better understanding and idea of what you're buying from the auction. Because sometimes a car might look like this, but before it looked like this, it could have looked a little bit more like this, okay? It's important to be able to look at the history and figure out exactly what you're buying. So I'm definitely going to do some more checking and especially see if there's any recalls on that car. It's on my watch list. It's not for sale yet, but it's one that I'm absolutely interested in when it comes up for auction, depending, of course, on how much it goes for. With that, guys, I think we are pretty well finished with this video. Now, I already found something that I want to show you in the next video. It looks like an old 70s Ford pickup truck. So stay tuned for the next video. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch today's video. If you enjoyed the content, well, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and drop your comments down below. Be sure to check out the links below this video as well. It helps support the channel, and you might find something you like. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.